Well, hello friends and welcome back to my channel. I'm Renee and Sarah's here today.
Hello.
We're still working on sides for Thanksgiving. So this one isn't so much a side for Thanksgiving, although you could use it for it. We're going to do a hash brown casserole because that's perfect to throw in the oven in the morning and feed your children in the morning, and then you eat your turkey dinner in the afternoon. So it only takes a half hour to heat this up in the oven. And the kids are fed and you can get busy doing whatever you want. You can use fresh or you can even use frozen hash browns. I am using a huge amount. I'm using my dehydrated potatoes, my dehydrated hash browns. They're wonderful. Okay, and in with that, I'm going to put a stick of butter. Now, I'll put a recipe because I'm making a ton of it. So I'll put the recipe for a single batch in the description box, and that'll be wonderful. And I saved that. So here we go. And I need a hot pad because with mine,
It's steaming.
I have to add water to it. Yep. And if you're using the dehydrated, you just want just enough water to just barely cover these potatoes because they'll soak it all up. See that? I think that is going to be good. I need a spoon. Here, I got one of these. I got this.
And about how long does that take?
This takes about 10 minutes to rehydrate these, except I do need a little more water. There we go. Perfect. All right. Push them all down in there. This will be beautiful. We got our stick of butter in there.
They already look like they're hydrating really nice.
Uh-huh.
With texture.
Okay, I'll put that on the back of the stove. We're going to cover this, and this is going to set aside for 10 minutes. And then we can whip our casserole together, and that is so easy to put together. We got our pasta water going. So we're going to add about 6 cups of pasta in here because I'm doubling this. And a pinch for good measure. Now with that, the only time you're going to be able to season your pasta is while it's cooking. So you want to give it a nice amount of salt. Okay? What I do with my pasta, I do this the way my grandma used to do it. I don't sit here and keep my burner on. I'm going to put my lid back on. I still got my burner on. I'm going to let this come back to a boil. Once my pasta comes back to a boil, I give it one final stir, put the lid on, and I shut it off, and I time it for about 6 minutes. And then my pasta is just perfect. And it'll be just al dente. Now, if you're going to cook it like that till it's completely done, you're going to want about 8 minutes. Perfect.
Yeah.
So, when our pasta is done and our potatoes are hydrated, we'll be back and we'll put this stuff together. We'll put these 2 casseroles together. We're going to do the hash brown casserole and we're going to do a homemade macaroni and cheese with a secret ingredient. We'll see you in a few minutes, friends. Okay, friends, this is ready. Look at this. This is beautiful. And it's all beautifully hydrated. So we're going to dump it in this big bowl because I need room to mix. And it'll never mix in that one. That's perfect. Oh, it's hot, hot. It's really hot. Okay, so we got all our potatoes in there. We're going to do, because I'm doing a whole bunch, I'm doing 3 cans of cream of chicken soup. You can by all means make yours homemade, but mine are out of the can. This just makes life a little easier.
And you can get these fairly cheap too.
Yes. There we go. Get out of there. Perfect. Okay. I'm just going to mix that around a little bit. All right, now with that, we're going to throw in some of our, remember when we put together our vegetable blends and all it is peppers and onions? Well, we're going to put a nice...
It's perfect for this.
Bunch of those in there because this is going to be a loaded breakfast casserole. And I'll put the recipe in the description box. This, friends, is Italian, it's a breakfast sausage. And it's just crumbled. So we're going to put some of that in there. Beautiful. Look at that.
Perfect.
I don't think we'll need any more than that. That's quite a bit. That's looking wonderful. Okay, so now we're going to need a good cup of sour cream. Well, maybe I better put a little bit more in there. I'll do a cup and a half.
Good.
Yeah. Beautiful. So we can move that aside. Now, right on top of this sour cream, I'm going to lay these eggs. And this egg is good. It's cracked, but I literally cracked it. I dropped it from the refrigerator. So I got to be careful that I don't get any shells in there. And I did. There we go. Perfect. There's our other one. I'm doing 2 eggs. And that just binds it all together. Well, let me wash my hands. Okay, friends. So what we need now is I'm going to put pepper in here. And it's going to look like a whole bunch, but we got a load in here. We're going to do our parsley in here. Maybe just a little bit more of our parsley. And I'm going to do a good...
Looks like a good 2 full cups.
Yeah. I want a little more than that. Because you want this cheesy. There we go. All right. Now I got to get my bigger spoon to mix this. My hippie spoon. John calls that my hippie spoon. When we went to Alabama, he picked that out for me at the Lodge store.
You got one for me.
Uh-huh. I got one for everybody in the family.
I love it.
We're going to mix this up really good. If for some reason, and you'll see, if it's a little too dry, add milk to it. It'll be wonderful. But we're going to just mix this up. So everything's mixed up real good in it. You want your eggs and everything mixed up really good. See how easy that is to put together?
That looks great.
Oh, sister, there you go.
That looks great.
I love switching arms with her. I'm right-handed, she's left-handed. I lifted a box, I think, and I hurt my arm. So it just gets tired so fast. It's sore. I'll live. Like my mother would say, well, it's far from your heart, get busy. Or my mother was famous for saying, if you hurt, I don't care if you stubbed your toe. My mother would say, oh, it's just gasket going.
You're good.
My mother was hilarious. Does it need a little bit of milk? Looks like it might need a little bit of milk. Because nobody wants a dry casserole. Nothing worse than a dry casserole. So we're going to put about a cup of milk in there.
Okay, perfect.
And that's all you're going to need. Especially for that much. If you do a single batch, you might only need a 1/4 cup of milk.
Yeah, that's nice and creamy.
That did good. That did it. Want me to mix now? Because it takes a little bit. That's the longest it takes, friends, is mixing everything up nice and even.
I think we're getting it.
Yeah.
Because everything I'm picking up, I'm not picking up any milk or anything.
Okay, beautiful. We're going to use that, though.
Okay.
We're going to use this because I'm going to make sure everything's mixed through. Because we're going to put these that I save in 2 of our containers. Actually, you know what I'm going to use? I'm going to use my shovel. My shovel, friends.
The shovel.
My shovel. This thing is wonderful. All right, we're just going to toss it in here. We've got 2 of these. I got to get organized here. Okay.
And how many people would you say for these containers?
These are good. These will feed 8 people breakfast at least, because they're not gonna eat unless you got hearty eaters. But this
that's quite a bit.
Feed quite a few people. See that?
Yep.
Now you can put these in. If there's just a couple of you, you can take that. If there's just a couple people that you want to feed, or you want to do these for freezer meals for just 2 of you, I have.
I'm talking these.
You can use these smaller containers, and then I've got even smaller than this round containers. You can get them at Dollar General, and you can pack them in there, and that's perfect for 3 people or so. But we got big families. One of these is going to my granddaughter's dad, and he's got 5 children plus himself to
5?
feed. Yeah, so there's 6 he's going to feed, and my daughter has 6. So that's what we're going to do. That's why these went in the bigger containers, because these are going for large families. Okay, now what I'm going to do with this, friends, is I'm just going to top it with a little bit of this cheese. Just spread a little cheese on there. Not a whole gob. I'd say maybe a half a cup, 3/4 of a cup.
Is that just to get nice and toasted in the
Just
oven?
yeah. And it'll just melt on there and be nice. You don't need any butter. You don't need anything else. We got the pepper, the parsley. We got everything in here.
And the egg will make it nice golden too.
The egg, I need a little bit more on this side. The egg will bind it all together nicely. And I like making these because when I make them, I let them cool, and then I cut them in squares in serving size, lay them out on a tray, I flash freeze them, and wrap them separately. That way, if somebody wants a burrito, I got those wrapped separate. If somebody wants Hashbrown Casserole, I got that wrapped separate. And I'm not a restaurant,
Yeah.
I don't have to make 3 meals to please my family. It's already done. Just heat it up.
Which works because we had a neighbor come over the other day. Hey, I'm hungry, and you gave him some sandwiches.
Oh, yeah. Yep. He wanted pizza. I says, I don't got pizza, but I can feed you sandwiches. He loved them.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
He's 6'11".
Yeah. No, he's over 7 foot.
Is he?
I think
He has a duck under the door.
I think he's 7 foot.
He's a young kid, good kid.
Yeah. Yeah,
I think that filled
he ate
him.
2 sandwiches this big, huge. Yeah, I look up to him with my neck wrenched back. So he's a tall fella. I do that with my son-in-law. My son-in-law is only 6'7". He towers over my son-in-law. So anyway, let me wash my hands. We're going to get this wrapped up. Okay, friends. I got 2 lids here. If you don't have any of the lids, you can just wrap it in foil. I'm just going to put these lids on here. And then I'm just going to write Hashbrown Casserole. And this is loaded. And you're going to bake at 350 for 30 to 35 minutes. And that's it. Here you go. You can write on yours. I'll get the plastic out. Even though I got these nice lids on here, I still use plastic too. Perfect. That's it. That's how easy it is to wrap. It's wrapped all the way around, ready for the freezer.
And these meals are nice. I mean, we're doing Thanksgiving sides, but you don't mind me sharing this morning. You heard there was someone in need. They were sick in their family, kind of on a hard time. Renee went to her freezer. She grabbed out a bunch of different little things, threw some
All our freezer meals we've
protein,
been making. Yep.
just and threw some boxed meals and some proteins and some frozen meals that we did, and they got 2 boxes of food.
Yeah, they're all set. I gave them some butter. I set her right up. That's what we're supposed to do. Not that we're bragging, because we don't do it for recognition.
In hardship, you offer solutions.
We just do things
great.
like that to inspire others to do the same. Perfect. All right, friends. Now, we're going to slip these into our freezer, and we're going to clean up our mess, get our restart, and we're going to start our macaroni and cheese. So we'll see you in a minute. Okay, friends. We're ready to put our macaroni and cheese together. And we're doubling ours, so we will put the recipe for a single batch in the description box, okay? So with this, we're going to put butter in here.
And that was 1 stick, right?
Yep. And we're also going to do, I don't want to put that in there.
Do you need another one?
Yeah, if you don't mind. Beautiful. We're going to do, I need a good 2 cups of this, because this is your secret ingredient, and this is what's going to make it really creamy. So there we go. Perfect. You can have that, Missy.
Thank you.
Okay, so with that, we're going to do I'm going to do a couple teaspoons of mustard powder in here too. Okay?
It really makes the macaroni and cheese pop, that mustard powder.
Especially if you don't have sharp cheddar cheese. Okay. And there's our pepper. We're going to put a little bit of salt in here. Perfect. We're also going to put a little bit of onion powder in here.
Yeah.
This is going to be wonderful. And we're going to do a little bit of garlic powder. Beautiful. So we're going to get this all mixed up, and then we're going to add our cheese.
This would be nice when you have a good sale on macaroni, which is cheap. Make a bunch of them, spend a few hours, make a few of them, and just throw them right in the freezer.
That's wonderful ideas. Freezer meals are famous for busy nights.
It's like serving love.
Look at all that creamy goodness in there. I'm going to put a little bit of milk in there. Well, I'll just take a guess here. There we go. About a good cup. because you don't want it dry. Beautiful, look at that.
Okay, so it almost looks like the consistency creamy of a macaroni salad.
Yeah, exactly, see?
Okay, that makes
That's your
sense.
sour cream.
Okay, that's a good texture.
And I wanted to make sure that all my spices and my sour cream and everything was mixed in real good before I whip my cheese in there.
Okay.
So now you can have this. I'm going to go ahead. See, this is mild cheddar, so that's what that, did we open that?
I did.
Oh, you did? That's what the mustard powder does.
I
It'll
like
make
the
it taste like,
It's tangy.
yeah. I'm using all that cheese, friends. This is macaroni and cheese, so you're going to need a lot of it. So we'll get
And she
this-
got a bag for $6. All that cheese.
2 pounds. Oh, that's wonderful. See how easy that is to mix all that up?
Perfect.
And then you don't have to cook it, because when you take it out of the freezer, you're going to put it in the oven and it's just going to melt and become creamy. And I've got food in your hair. Looks like a bay leaf.
Probably.
It's going to be creamy and be wonderful. Look at that.
That
Okay.
looks great.
Yeah. Isn't that wonderful? Look. And it'll do that sour cream. Just takes it right over the top, friends. I know a lot of people don't use sour cream in there. Try it. It's fabulous.
And you don't have to spend your time on a cheese sauce.
Yep. Okay.
Here, I got Big Daddy shovel.
She's got the shovel. I'll trade you.
Okay.
There you go. All right. This is gorgeous. So this...
That's a great one for kids.
Mm-hmm.
Kids at college, kids, young kids. Okay.
You can put kids can make any, they can make so much stuff in a coffee pot. Did you ever cook hot dogs in a coffee pot?
No.
Oh my gosh, you can make ramen noodles in a coffee pot. Can you tell I went to college? You can do all kinds of stuff in a coffee pot. You make soups, heat up soups.
That's great.
It's almost
Never
like
heard of
a
that.
miniature slow cooker. Yeah. Rice. You can do it all in a coffee pot.
Want me to hold the bowl?
No, I got the
Got
bowl.
it? Okay.
Yep. I want to scrape this out of there.
Yeah.
You got a little...
I got a fork.
Yeah,
I
that'll
think I'm
work.
down to a fork.
That'll work. Beautiful. Take a look at that. We don't even need to put cheese on the top. It's just gorgeous. But we do need to put a little bit of pepper on the top of
Okay.
this.
I put that right.
That's right there. Just a little bit. That's it. That's our macaroni and cheese, friends. Isn't that gorgeous? I'll give you that. And we need the... Oh, we got the lids.
Okay.
See that? That will
Perfect.
bake off to be the best macaroni and cheese you've ever had. Beautiful. You're going to write on them?
Okay.
We will put the recipe to this in the description box, friends. And this is a wonderful side, even for your Christmas dinner. I don't know too many people that don't like macaroni and cheese, and homemade is just so much better. 350. You bake it at 350 for about 35 to 45 minutes. You want it nice and bubbly on the inside.
Perfect.
And when you cook your pasta for this, friends, you want your pasta just al dente. You don't want it completely done because it's going to finish cooking in the oven. Beautiful. All right, we'll wrap those in plastic and those will be ready to go. There's going to be a couple of families these are going to, along with the other, so I'm not keeping these. But look how beautiful she wrote on them. Nice. Nice and legible. I love it.
yeah, your neighbor, someone needs some, pop it out of the freezer and they've got a meal, you got a meal.
Yep, it's wonderful. Okay. We'll get these wrapped up, friends, and we'll be right back. Well, there you have it, friends. We've got 2 beautiful casseroles, the loaded hash brown casseroles, and we've got 2 beautiful macaroni and cheese with sour cream. They're wonderful. It's going to be good, friends. And we will list the recipes for these in a description box. Please don't get confused as to what we put in here against what's in a description box, because that is a single batch and we well more than doubled these. So thanks for hanging out with us in the kitchen, friends. We had fun putting these together. We hope you give these recipes a try. We'll see you in the next video, friends. And as always, thanks for watching.